Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Kang the Conqueror. The reason why I want to talk about Kang the Conqueror is because I was mistaken about one of the Kang Conquerors. And the reason why is because with this whole Jonathan Majors thing, he's been dropped by talent agents and managements and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't look good for Jonathan Majors right now. He might be in Loki season 2, might be in Guardians of the Galaxy volume 3, but after that, I doubt that he's going to be in the MCU any further than that, because it's just not looking good. And then his trial is set to start the week of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I know Disney and Marvel are sweating bullets right now, and they can't be looking like, I think he's quietly have been let go. Um, and they probably paid him out his contract or whatever and stuff like that, because this shit is crazy. But anyway, the reason why I want to talk about Kang the Conqueror is because I think what they're going to do is they're going to replace him. And I know some people are like, what are you talking about? What do you mean they're going to replace him? What I mean is they're going to replace Kang the Conqueror. The reason why I'm saying that is because of the fact that there is a Kang the Conqueror that they can actually definitely use in the MCU, and it's pretty crazy, honestly. But this is something that they're going to try to do, and I believe that they are going to do it, because some people have to remember that the MCU is mostly based off of the Ultimate Universe. And if you guys know where I'm going with this, you should definitely know, because if you don't know, I'm going to explain it to you right about now. So, Kang the Conqueror in the Ultimate Universe. Yes, that's right. The Ultimate Universe. This is a completely different Kang, but this also ties into the Fantastic Four. And what I mean with that one is because of the fact that Kang the Conqueror in this universe is, I know, it's crazy, right? The fact of the matter is that it is actually Susan Storm. Yes, that's right. Susan Storm is Kang the Conqueror in the Ultimate Universe. Um, and she is affiliated with the Dark Ultimates, and her goal was to use the Infinity Stones, no, the Infinity Gems, to correct something in the past or in the future or whatever. So I know some people are like, what do you mean? Well, you know how there's an evil version of Reed Richards, the Maker. The evil version of Sue Storm is Kang the Conqueror. And this Kang the Conqueror wants to change the past of the Ultimate Universe so her present isn't so bleak or whatever and stuff like that. And this gives the MCU an out, and this gives Marvel an out. I know people hate the fact that it's gender bending, but not only is this probably a idea that they might most likely go, this will also be an idea that they can use to set up the Fantastic Four. Now that we find out that the real Kang, the real Kang, is actually Susan Storm. So what can happen is, towards the end of season 2 of Loki, or whatever part that Jonathan Majors is still around, you can have the Council of Kangs all being killed, where there was like, there's only one real Kang around here. And then you see this female coming out of the shadows in a Kang outfit, but we won't have that revealed until the Fantastic Four movie that Marvel is planning on doing. That way you set up the Fantastic Four. You set up the Fantastic Four, you kill Jonathan Majors off, but you also replace him with a Kang who happened to be Susan Storm. I know people are going to be like, oh, it's gender bending. Trust me, I hate the gender bending nonsense too, because Kang the Conqueror is always a guy. But because this is based off the Ultimate Universe, and because they need an out, this is probably the route that they're going to go with. And they love doing the MCU female nonsense. And you just see, like, now it's time for me to go after the Fantastic Four. Or she can be like, now it's time for me to go find Reed Richards or something like that. that could be a little hint, and you could be like, Kang will return in the Fantastic Four or something like that. So that way, when you bring in the Fantastic Four, you kind of set up a thing, and then you can have them fight Kang the Conqueror, but Kang will still win or escape because her plans is whatever, and then it'll lead to that Avengers Kang dynasty or whatever. And then it'll be revealed in part one of the Avengers Kang dynasty that Kang the Conqueror, the real Kang the Conqueror, apparently, I mean, it will have to be right now, is actually Susan Storm, and she's been doing this to prevent her future from being destroyed or the past or whatever and stuff like that, which will cause a collision reaction that would lead into secret wars that everybody keeps talking about that Marvel's trying to set up. So it can be something like that because she does want to use the Infinity Gems to change things around, and she does want to prevent this terrible apocalyptic future because that's what most Kangs are trying to do in the first place. So you have your way of bringing in not only Susan Storm a little bit early, you also have the ability of setting up the Fantastic Four, but also writing off Jonathan Majors, Kang the Conquerors, because Susan Storm, Kang the Conqueror, is the one that went around killing all of the original Kang the Conquerors. So there's only one Kang the Conqueror, which is her, which can also bring in an alternate version of Reed Richards, which will be the Maker. So that way you have an evil version of Reed and Sue face off with a good version of Reed and Susan Storm. You know what I'm saying? That could really be cool to do. I know some people were like, "Oh my God, like what in the world?" Plus with this version of Kang the Conqueror, this Susan Storm also has the ability of shape-shifting, teleportation, and molecular rearrangement as well. So that can be something really cool to kind of see. I understand a lot of people will just be like, no, I don't want to see this. And I understand, guys. But let's be honest. This whole nonsense with Jonathan Major, even though I'm not saying he's guilty or not, I'm just saying like they're going to have to write him out because ain't nobody going to want to deal with the fact that he's still there because of the fact that Disney have fired people like Gina Carano, Johnny Depp without giving cause. You know what I'm saying? So you would have to follow that up with getting rid of Jonathan Majors, regardless if he's a black man or not, regardless if he's innocent or not. You have to follow that up with action. And that action is you have to get rid of him. You will have to get rid of him. That's the only way. And like I said, even though I hate gender swapping characters, I can see them using this as a good out if somebody were to think that way. I doubt anybody will think that way, and I doubt that anybody in any kind of major industry is going to ever see this video or hear what I'm talking about, because a lot of people probably don't even know that Susan Storm in the Ultimate Universe has alternate counterpart that becomes Kang the Conqueror herself, just like there's the evil counterpart of Reed Richards, the Maker. So I doubt that people even care about that kind of stuff. Just like when I had used when I was trying to tell them, hey, since the Ultimate Universe, since the MCU is based off the Ultimate Universe, why don't we go the route with Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther, and that way you can still have a Black Panther. You just won't have him being able to talk. That, I was trying to, help y'all out, but y'all didn't want to go that route. Now you did Wakanda Forever, and you mark it off of somebody's death, but now you see nobody really cares about Black Panther like they should anymore. Thanks a lot. So maybe if you can do this the correct way, maybe you guys can do this version of Kang. I mean, Lord knows I wouldn't really root for it, but I could understand going that route. Or you could make Kang the Conqueror Nathaniel Richards, Reed Richards' father, since he is a direct descendant, an alternate version of Nathan Richards. Maybe it would be cool, or it could be alternate version of Reed and Sue's son, Franklin Richards. Again, I'm just saying, these are just, or it could be an alternate version of Franklin Storm if you feel so in decline with that. But I know that they want to do this female empowerment thing, so it'll probably be the best bet that they'll go this route with it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Do you think Disney's going to continue to keep Jonathan Majors as Kang? And my idea of replacing Kang the Conqueror with an alternate version of Susan Storm from the Ultimate Universe, do you think that could work? Since they are going to continue to do this Kang Dynasty thing, they just need a new Kang. And this might be their best out, honestly. And if they can tell it in a good, cohesive story, it could work. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.